Stop doing this in your head right now. Every time you speak English, you are doing a mathematical equation in your brain, and that is exactly why you stutter, freeze, and sound robotic.
But Clara, I have to translate the words from my native language first, or I won't know what to say.
No, translating is destroying your fluency. And today, I will show you exactly how to force your brain to think directly in English.
Okay, Clara, you just told me my brain is doing math. What are you talking about? I am just trying to speak a second language.
I am talking about the invisible wall between you and fluency, Leo. When someone asks you a question in English, what is the very first thing your brain does?
Well, I hear the English words, then I translate those words into Spanish in my head so I can truly understand the meaning. After that, I think of my answer in Spanish.
And then?
Then I translate my Spanish answer back into English, checking all the grammar rules in my head, and finally I open my mouth and speak.
Exactly. You are performing a complex four-step equation just to say, I am fine, thank you. That is why it takes you so long to reply. That is why you feel completely exhausted after a 5-minute conversation. Your brain is working 4 times harder than it needs to.
But how else can I do it? Spanish is my mother tongue. It's the operating system of my entire brain. I cannot just uninstall it.
You do not need to uninstall it. You need to stop using it as a dictionary. When you translate, you're treating English like a secret code you have to decipher. You're matching words one by one. The problem is, English and Spanish do not match perfectly.
That is true. Sometimes I try to translate a common Spanish phrase literally, and the other person looks at me like I'm crazy. It just sounds wrong in English.
Because languages are not just different words, they are completely different ways of seeing the world. When you translate, you lose the natural rhythm, the idioms, and the cultural context. You sound like a robot reading a technical manual.
Okay, Clara, you have convinced me. Translating is a terrible habit. I feel the exhaustion you mentioned every single day, but telling me to stop translating is like telling me to stop breathing. How do I actually start thinking in English?
It's a process, and it starts with your environment. Step 1 is absolute immersion. You need to change the digital landscape around you. What language is your smartphone in right now?
Spanish, of course. All my applications, my social media, my settings are in Spanish.
Change it to English immediately. Change your phone, your computer, your social media accounts, and even your GPS navigation. You need to force your brain to interact with English in your daily routine tasks without thinking about it.
Changing my phone language seems like a very small thing. Will that really make a difference in my fluency?
It makes a massive difference. You look at your phone 100 times a day. If you see the word settings instead of configuración every single day, your brain eventually stops translating it. You just know what that gear icon means. You are associating the English word directly with the concept, not with the Spanish word.
I understand. Associate words directly with concepts, not with translations. What's the next step? Because my phone is not going to teach me how to have a fluent conversation at a party.
Step 2 is the narrator technique. You have an inner voice in your head, right? The voice that complains about traffic or decides what to eat for dinner?
Yes, my inner voice never shuts up, and it speaks exclusively in Spanish.
You have to force that inner voice to speak English for at least 10 minutes a day. While you're making coffee in the morning, narrate what you are doing. Say in your head, or even out loud, I am opening the cabinet. I am taking out the coffee. The water is boiling.
That sounds a bit crazy, Clara. If my roommate hears me talking to myself about coffee, he might call a doctor.
Let him call the doctor. You are building new neural pathways. When you narrate your life, you are practicing vocabulary in real time, without the pressure of a real conversation. And when you don't know a word, you realize it immediately.
Wait, what happens when I'm narrating my coffee routine and I don't know how to say stir? My brain immediately goes to the Spanish word revolver.
That's the critical moment. Do not reach for the Spanish word. Describe the action using simple English words you already know. Instead of stir, say, I am mixing the coffee with a spoon, or I am moving the liquid in circles.
Ah, I see. I'm using simple English to explain the missing English word. I'm staying inside the language instead of escaping to Spanish.
Exactly. That's what native speakers do when they forget a word. They don't switch to another language, they just describe the concept differently. This technique forces your brain to become flexible and resilient.
Okay, I have my phone in English and I'm talking to myself like a crazy person in the kitchen. What's the final step to kill the translation habit forever?
Step 3 is consuming content passively but without a safety net. You need to watch English videos and listen to English podcasts, but you must completely ban Spanish subtitles in your native language.
No Spanish subtitles at all? But I might miss important details of the movie or the documentary.
If you use Spanish subtitles, you're not listening to English. You're just reading Spanish quickly. Your brain will always choose the path of least resistance. You can use English subtitles if you really need to, because you're matching English audio with English text. But your native language must disappear from the screen.
It's going to be very uncomfortable at first. I will probably feel lost and frustrated during the first few movies.
It will be very uncomfortable. Growth is always uncomfortable. But after a few weeks, your brain will adapt. It will start recognizing patterns, intonations, and chunks of words instead of isolated translations. You'll start understanding the general message without needing to translate every single noun and verb.
This feels like a completely different approach. It's not about studying thick grammar books. It's about fundamentally changing how my brain interacts with the world.
That is the true secret to fluency, Leo. Fluency is not about knowing every word in the dictionary perfectly. Fluency is about thinking directly in the language you're speaking. Once you stop doing the mathematical equation in your head, the words will flow naturally.
I'm going to change my phone language right now and maybe narrate my drive home. This has been incredibly helpful.
Excellent. And what about you guys listening at home? Are you still translating everything in your head?
Tell us in the comments in English. Have you changed your phone to English yet? What's the hardest thing about trying to think directly in another language?
Try the narrator technique tomorrow morning and let us know how crazy you feel. We love reading your experiences and answering your questions.
Please click the like button and subscribe to the SciFluency podcast to keep improving your fluency and confidence with us every week.
Thanks for listening today, guys. Stop translating, start thinking, and have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.
See you next time. Keep practicing.